We're rolling.
We're rolling.
Are we rolling? Yeah, we are rolling.
I hope so.
Red dot is on.
Nice.
Welcome back, guys. Welcome back to the pod.
Cheers.
Cheers. First monster of the day. Last monster of the day.
That's a lie.
That's a new rule. I've realised over the last week that second monster it isn't it. Just makes things worse. Makes me more anxious, makes me jittery.
Does it affect your digestion as well?
No. I'm fine digestion-wise, but
Nice.
the only reason I'm having it at the moment is for basically blunting my appetite. That second monster. It does just completely get rid of my appetite, but realistically, I'd rather just deal with that in the future.
That is a lot of caffeine for you as well. That's like...
Yeah. What is it, 300 meg?
There's 170, 175 of caffeine in
No,
there.
it's 150.
150, yeah. But that, for you, that's a good amount of caffeine. Yeah. Especially if you're...
someone of 60 kilos.
That's not what I was saying. Like, you respond to caffeine like a lot differently to how I respond to caffeine.
Yeah.
No, I remember you telling me a story about that one time that you had like MVP at Progress and then like it just fucked you up.
But MVP is mental. I remember that. I had like a leg day and you always should do 1/2 scoop of MVP.
Yeah.
I did a full scoop and oh my God, when I got home after that leg day, I was just battered.
How much is a full scoop?
Full scoop's 350.
Yeah.
1/2 scoop's 175. I've not had it in years.
Right.
I haven't had it since prep.
Yeah.
It's that strong.
You had it in prep?
Yeah.
Oh, mate, you should have been banned.
No, like before the 2 weeks.
Oh, right, yeah.
I was going to snitch on me. Message Lee Kemp.
Yeah, that's performance enhancing, that, mate. You need to be banned.
Ryan was taking MVP all the way up to the show. I'm pretty sure you did at one of your shows by accident.
No.
Or we were just...
Was that not Leo?
Was that Leo?
It might be. I think it was Leo. I'm pretty sure.
No, I think it was you, but it was like 15 days before your show. Or something like that.
I don't think it was. I remember panicking about it because I was taking quite a lot of like stims at the time, and I was like, oh fuck, like what stims are like on the ban list, but I wasn't taking MVP. I think it might have been Conviction or Mega Pump or something.
Conviction's banned as well, yeah.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Fucking hell. That's crazy that's on the WADA list. Do you actually know the ingredient that's in it that is specifically banned?
I'm not 100% sure.
No.
Off the top of my head.
Mental.
But yeah, it definitely is banned. But then, at the same time, my mind's gone blank.
At the same time, you know L-carnitine in like a certain dose is like allowed in natural bodybuilding.
Yeah, you can inject it.
Yeah, which
You
is
literally have to inject it.
yeah, which is mental though. Like, surely if you're injecting something into your body like that wouldn't I'd feel guilty. I'd probably fail the polygraph.
Yeah.
Like knowing that I'd done that. Do you know what I mean?
The thing is, like, surely if you're natural, you don't want to be injecting anything.
Yeah, 100%.
I've actually got a question about this later.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Not about injecting naturals. But
okay. Yeah.
A question about a certain injection.
Okay. Well, that's a shame because we know a lot about that, wouldn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very true. But as you can tell, when my mind going blank, I am like deep into this diet now. I can tell it's hit me over the last week that I've turned into a bit of a zombie.
Dig in.
Yeah. Like, it's been 2 weeks. Well, no, 3 weeks on this amount of food now.
Yeah.
And it's finally hit me. I'm like, getting through these days, looking forward to next week when I finally start reversing my food up.
Yeah.
Hit a new low this morning as well. Nice. I'm now below 150, which is mental.
Nice.
But yeah, last week on low food. And also it's been a hectic week as well.
Yeah.
I told you yesterday, but it's probably been my busiest week of coaching ever. It's mental because like you have like quiet weeks for weeks on end, then all of a sudden it'll just hit you at once. Like I had 3 sign-ups this week, and then a couple of people like going through
3
new phases. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
That's so like getting them all set up and getting them all started, etc. It's just like it is like hard when you do it all in 1 week, but
mental, especially when you're in like your last week of dieting though. Do you find that you're mentally sharper in a dieting phase or in a gaining phase?
Depends how deep into the dieting phase I am.
Right. Yeah.
Like now, probably not, but like a few weeks ago, it's the routine you get into when you're in a dieting phase.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah.
You just feel so switched on at all points of the day. I remember on prep, sometimes, you know how you get prep sleep where you just wake up randomly at 4 a.m. or 5 a.m.?
Yeah.
I used to get up at 4 a.m., 5 a.m., straight away up on my feet, start check-ins. Straight start like I was a robot.
Still dark outside.
I'd get my check-ins back. I'd have a shift at work.
Yeah.
At the gym. At like I think I had like a 6 a.m. shift at some points.
Yeah.
6 a.m. till 2 a.m.
Yeah.
2 p.m. And I used to get my check-ins back to people before my shift.
Jesus
Like
Christ.
I'd get up at 4 by accident.
Yeah.
And then get my check-ins back and then go to work.
Yeah.
I remember sometimes you'd wake up and I'll be like watching the UFC.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember, yeah. It's funny because you like to anyone who hasn't been in a bodybuilding prep, they won't understand that. They'll be like, why the fuck are you waking up at like four in the morning? But when you wake up at that time, like on prep, you feel like absolutely fine.
Yeah,
like your body,
wide awake.
Yeah, like wide awake. Your body is like naturally trying to wake you up earlier and earlier and earlier because obviously it's kind of like a survival mechanism, isn't it?
It's a combination of things. Like,
yeah.
Part of it is hunger.
Yeah.
Your body wanted to go and get food. Part of it's cortisol as well, rising throughout the diet.
Yeah.
And also, I just don't think you need you're just more efficient.
Yeah.
That's probably like a little bit of anecdotal evidence, but you just feel more efficient. You don't need as much sleep. You probably need like 6-7 hours, and you feel good.
Yeah, 100%. I think from a training perspective as well, you're probably using less. Well, you're most likely using like less load than you were in your off season.
Less progression as well.
Yeah, exactly. So it's not. I mean, it'll be tough training wise, but I don't think there's going to be as much training fatigue. So
yeah.
You probably don't need like
sleep.
as much. Don't get me granted. Like granted, like
Don't get you granted.
Don't get me granted. Oh mate, this is the last.
This half an hour before.
Yeah, I know. This is the last time I'm having a monster like midway through the pod. I don't know.
Don't get him granted.
I don't know how you do it.
What
honestly,
trying to say there?
I don't even know.
Don't get me wrong. How did granted get him there?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Mate, you're peak off season.
I know.
Yeah, peak off season. You also are a bit foggy, aren't you?
Yeah, exactly. I'm super excited to diet. But what I was going to say was, don't get me granted. Don't get me wrong. You do still need like a very like good amount of sleep.
Oh yeah,
like,
definitely.
It's important to prioritize, but you're never going to be getting like 8, 9, like
no
10 hours.
Unlikely. I remember Harry used to tell me when he had prep sleep, he'd get up and like make a reel straight away. I would get up and do check-ins straight away. He would get up and just start making reels on his phone.
He would wake up and start making reels about eating flies, scranning flies on prep.
He was good like with his content on
He
prep.
was really good.
One of his posts got like, I always collaborated with him. One of his posts got like 1,500 likes.
Yeah, that's insane.
And so I think one of his videos got like hundreds of thousands of views as well.
Yeah.
Loads of hate, like a load of hate.
Yeah.
Because any natural bodybuilder who's in stage conditions is going to get loads of hate.
Definitely.
How skinny you are. But...
Yeah, 100%. I think it was just because of his character. Like he was just himself, and he's so charismatic and funny. Like I'm not surprised at all. It was that sound that he kept using as well, which was just god awful as well. It was shocking. We heard that pretty much like on a weekly basis. And like, please not getting hate.
It's like on the MBW show.
Yeah,
he was doing like a reel every couple of hours. Like 4 hours out, 2 hours out.
Yeah, updating everyone. Yeah,
10 minutes out.
I remember one of them. He was getting a tan, and the caption was like 2 hours out from like the golf championships or something.
I thought it was swimming or something.
Oh yeah, like swimming championships or whatever. Yeah. Funny guy. Yeah, he's hilarious.
But yeah, I saw Leo on Monday as well, which was good. I've not seen Leo since Hungary.
Boo.
Yeah.
We slate Leo on this podcast now.
Yeah, because he hated us.
I'm joking. He messaged me and said that we need to train. We need to get in a session together.
Yeah, but I went up to RT Fit to train.
Nice.
Got charged £15 for a day pass.
Fucking hell, really?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Not like it's an Ultraflex, is it?
Yeah, no. No. It's not on the same level. Although, how did you find it? Like, was the kit good?
It's like a really nice commercial gym.
Yeah.
Like, it is like very clean. It's very nice for my OCD. Like I like that side of it, but at the same time, the kit's not great.
Yeah, it's all primal strength.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it is like some of it's very good, some of it's very bad. Basically.
Yeah. Bit like Watson, innit? Like some pieces are actually pretty decent, and then others are just like not great at all.
But yeah,
there does look like a couple of pieces in there, which is really nice. Like the T-bar, I think is basically based off the Watson T-bar.
That T-bar is good, yeah.
Yeah, and then that flat press that you used on your reel looked quite nice.
Mm.
No? Oh,
No.
okay.
You know, like the gym shop, how heavy it is in the
It's
shorts.
just like
It's
that.
another level.
Oh God.
Like there's nothing in the lengthened,
Yeah,
and then like you just can't get it locked out.
yeah. That's a bit like that Nitro press that they've got at Ultraflex. Like
Mm.
it's like they've tried to emulate what they're doing with Prime and like the resistance profiles, but they haven't quite got it right.
Yeah.
Like it's almost like too heavy in like each range. So that Nitro one, you get like you either get like a super heavy like stretch, and then there's just not like you drive through like the initial stretch, you get through the mid
There's
range, and
nothing.
you launch yourself forward, yeah, because there's just nothing in
It's
the
like the gym
short.
shop road. Remember that?
Oh fucking
You
hell,
just
yeah,
load like 8, 9 plates onto it,
yeah,
and it'd be
yeah,
so heavy in the stretch, and you get to here, you could probably just drop it, and it would keep moving.
yeah, literally. I don't I don't know why anyone actually uses that piece anymore because it's like
I've not seen anyone use it in months.
no, I don't really get it because you couldn't. Yeah, everyone knows how light it is, so it's not like you're getting any clout from like loading it up, but it's
Yeah.
just a ball ache. Like having to load up like 7, 8 plays on it. Like you may as well just do like a heavier row. That's what I've started doing in my off seasons now. Like if I have to load up loads of plates, I don't necessarily think anymore like, oh, I'm strong. I just think like, oh, this is just a
Too
ball
much
ache. Like,
effort.
yeah, no, literally, like
Takes away from your sets as well to a certain
it
extent.
it does. Like when I do my leg session and I've got to the back end and I've got like a Smith hip thrust and I have to load up like 6, 7 plates, I just don't want to do it. Like
Yeah.
I'd much rather like a heavier machine so I don't have to load up as much plates. Suffering from success,
Yeah, no, I
man.
wish I had that. I wish I had that problem.
No, you don't, because it's just like it's just an inconvenience. Like it takes so long, and then because you've carried around like a good amount of weight, you have to then almost like you have to recover a little bit from like loading up the plates.
You have to have a certain amount of rest time between each plate that you put on.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Or maybe I'm just super unfit and no one else has that issue.
You need to do your cardio, mate.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah,
Mate,
you've been doing your cardio.
I
So.
have, I have.
But yeah, it was nice seeing Leo because I've not seen him since Hungary, which is mental.
That's
That
insane.
that was his last show.
I've not seen him since the British finals.
Really?
Yeah, it's been ages.
Doesn't like us.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah, it was good seeing him because we got the plans in place for his next prep as well.
Sit. Oh yeah, he was telling me about
He's
that.
told you.
Well, he put on his story something about like oh plans in place for like next prep, and I messaged him saying
Dickhead.
prep starts today, man. Oh, he's such a diet merchant,
He is.
honestly.
But
Fucking hell. How have you? He literally messaged me back saying, "Oh yeah, Ryan persuaded me to prep in 26," and I
no,
was
I
like,
didn't.
"No, you persuaded Ryan to prep in 26."
No, we spoke about it and like for Leo, he just like really enjoys prep. Like it's not about
Yeah,
winning. He like enjoys the just the process of it,
yeah,
getting into stage condition, improving every single time.
definitely.
So yeah, we're thinking next year.
Yeah. Has he? What's he looking like? Has he improved much?
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely. Especially
100%.
from the back. His delts still need to come up quite a lot. Like we still need a lot more width from the
Yeah,
front, but his back's like a lot more dense than it
wicked.
was before. We've
Yeah,
had back at 3 times a week, which has been like pretty hard to manage recovery wise.
yeah,
But yeah, he looks really good. So he's going to do the early season next year.
awesome. Oh, mad.
Yeah.
So
So
what shows will he do?
PSA Naturals.
Yeah,
Ju-
defo. You got
I
to do
don't think
that.
we'll do WMEF because he's not a first time or a novice, so we wouldn't be able to do that.
Yeah,
So I think with PCA Naturals and the UKDFPA show, then we'll probably end up doing the IMBA World Championships abroad.
yeah. Where do you know where that is yet?
No, they haven't
I'm not
announced
sure.
it, but
Yeah,
that'll be exciting though, 'cause I've got 3 clients in the early season now.
that'd be awesome.
Because I've also pushed Chris back as well.
Yeah,
So I spoke to Chris and his check-in this week, and we both kind of agreed like this year isn't the right year to prep.
yeah,
Like he's not all into it, work's very busy,
yeah.
and therefore there's no reason just to not push it back a year and
Yeah.
use this diet now as a pre-prep. So
100%.
he's in great condition now. He's like 15 pounds away, no, probably a bit more. 15 pounds away from his last stage weight. He probably could have been a little bit leaner last time around. So
Sure, sure.
15, 20 pounds off stage weight.
Yeah. The thing is, I think there's no rush to like jump into a prep if one, you're not ready, but two, also if you could manage it like a little bit better. So for example, with Chris, you could do like I'm assuming you're doing this, but just a very steady gaining phase up until what, like like late this year, and then you could literally just start prep from that
That's what we're
point.
doing.
Yeah,
Mate, how do you know?
it's almost like
Maybe you joined Rise and just suddenly.
yeah, mate. I've actually got access to all your
Yeah,
sheets, so
yeah.
I've been checking all your client
That's literally
timelines.
exactly what we're doing. So we've got
Yeah,
like, I think we've got 2 more weeks left of the diet.
yeah,
Gonna get down to the low to mid 160s,
yeah,
and then reverse out all the way up until the very start of January,
yeah,
and start prep from January, prep from the early shows, and he'll be masters then as well for
yeah.
next season, which will be fun.
Wicked.
So I think he'd be really good as a masters.
Yeah, it'd be
Like
awesome.
he'd be challenging
Yeah.
at every show he does as a masters.
Chris
So.
is going to be the first one of us to get a pro card, man. What the hell? That'll be awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, the
And then I've
goat.
got Nathan as well doing the early season. So 3 people doing the early season. At the moment, just you doing the late.
Yeah,
I'm not sure. There probably will be a couple more eventually, but
yeah,
should be an exciting year. And that's definitely why it's not a good idea for me to prep next year. If Chris was asking me, I'm just gonna convince you to prep now. And I
yeah,
was like, I want to do the early season firstly.
yeah,
I do not want to prep when I've got 3 clients on stage at the same shows as me. I
yeah.
don't think I want to do basically be on stage on the same day as a client.
That would just be pretty tough to manage. Like realistically, I know what you're like as well. You would completely forget about
I would
your
neglect
own.
myself
Yeah,
completely.
yeah, 100%. You just focus on everyone else, and I think yeah, that's a good trait that you've got yourself. Like you're just selfless. Like you prioritize everyone else, but at the same time, like you'd wanna bring your best. Like you.
I definitely would get a coach, but even then, like the stress of having to manage people.
Yeah,
Like I know how stressful it is. Like when people would know this who coach people to stage, the thought that goes into it behind the scenes is massive. Like the thinking that goes into every single decision that you make. In
sure.
peak weeks, for example, like I'd be lying in bed just thinking about what we can do,
Yeah,
thinking about what might happen the next day, what
yeah,
to do in different situations.
yeah,
So there's so much stress that goes into it. Like this
yeah.
wouldn't make sense to prep the same year.
Yeah, and also like the whole point of your peak week as well would be to just literally put your feet up and
Reduce
relax.
stress.
Like yeah, drop off as much stress as possible. So
And
that would
actually, I prefer prepping people than prepping myself.
yeah, 100%.
Like,
Well, yeah, you wouldn't you I think it's gonna be really weird for you to have a coach. Like 'cause you've always kind of coached yourself and you always manage yourself. So
yeah,
I think it'll be good. I think it's definitely the right thing to do to kind of take that mental load off of you during that prep. But yeah, I get why you're doing that, definitely.
it's more just to have like completely unbiased decision making.
Yeah. Yeah. Because you're super smart, but
You can't. I don't know many people who can prep themselves.
yeah,
I thought I could, and I did a decent job up to a certain point. But it
yeah,
gets to a point where your head is just like completely fucked,
yeah,
and you cannot see yourself how you truly look.
100%. I think you could obviously you've literally prepped yourself to the stage, but it's to how close you get to your best potential look, if that makes sense. And
Yeah,
I think with a coach, like you're way more likely to do that because of the. I think with you because you are really smart. You would overthink it so much. Like you would,
definitely. That's what happened last time.
yeah. It would literally just be like complete and utter decision fatigue for you. Like you'd think of every possibility that could potentially happen,
Yeah,
and you wouldn't be able to choose out of all of them. So having someone that kind of takes that stress away from you, like I
yeah.
think,
Like it works well when I'm doing it for someone else,
yeah,
but
yeah,
then
yeah,
doing it for yourself just doesn't work. Like last time I just came in for that
yeah,
and probably did a good amount of worse than I would have done if I came in at my best.
yeah,
Like if I came in a couple of weeks before that,
yeah,
I reckon I would have been challenging for third,
yeah.
probably that show.
You did you the thing is like you're being harsh on yourself. Like you looked really good. Like for a first timer who like think about how many first timers prep themselves.
Yeah, that is true.
Like it's so rare. Like for a first timer that's gone and done that, you looked pretty mint, mate. Like
That was one of my goals as well to prep myself. Like in my head, I was like, I don't mind if I look slightly worse 'cause I'm prepping
yeah,
myself, but I want to do this just to prove to myself that I can do it.
yeah, 100%. Like and you looked really good. Like you were in condition. Like you didn't look out of place. You literally came like fourth out of eight. Like you beat 4 people. Like
Not bad.
it's decent. Like it's really good, mate.
What
Like
about a 15-year-old?
give. Yeah, fucking hell, he was jacked. I wonder.
If he was leaner, he would have beaten me.
What?
He was like massive.
Yeah,
He just wasn't in condition.
he had some like. I'm pretty sure he was just wearing like swim shorts as well.
Yeah.
Bro just got some swim shorts out of his
Went
drawer.
Sports Direct before.
Yeah, bless him. But like, yeah, he was fucking jacked. What the hell? I wonder what he's doing now. Like, can you imagine?
No, no idea. He'll
Yeah,
be like 18 now
yeah, that's
or
insane.
17.
Oh my
Still
god.
be a teen.
Yeah,
Mental.
bloody hell. Yeah,
But yeah, quite a bit nostalgic in today's podcast.
yeah, I
Going
know.
back in time.
Reflecting, not like you.
No, I
Yeah,
reflect a lot now, mate. I'm
yeah.
journaling every day.
Yeah, of
Well, not
course.
every day.
Yeah,
Every couple of days.
yeah. You're a
But
changed man.
yeah,
Yeah,
very reflective.
nice.
But yeah, anything for you to cover this week? Peak off season, pretty boring.
Yeah, there's literally nothing to cover. I'm gonna do like
D
a
volume.
devolume. Yeah, it's my Tuesday leg session just tanked. Like it was dreadful. Like midway through, it just went to shit. And I'm normally quite good at knowing when I'm battered because I on average like the majority of my sessions just go really well.
Yeah.
So when I do have like a worse session, I'm like, okay, and everything's in place as well. Like recovery's really good, sleep's good. Like I've hit all my variables. Then I'm a bit like, okay, like something's not quite
Definitely.
right. And also as well, it's coming up to week 7 now of like the training block, and in previous training blocks, I pushed it past this, and every single time I've just got ill.
Yeah.
So I as soon as I started to kind of see like,
No, not worth the risk.
no, there's no point because then that just delays the amount of time that I can like come back and get into a productive spot again. So I was like, yeah, no, let's just pull the plug.
Will this be your last meso of the gaining phase of the off season?
Um,
When did we plan? We said August.
yeah, it'll be end of August, so it's probably
And
like
you've still got
second to
two.
last.
Yeah, you've got 2 mesos left.
Yeah, yeah, but yeah, no, that's exciting. I'm so ready to diet,
Really?
man. Yeah. Oh God, I don't feel great anymore. Like I think it's because I spent so much time in like a leaner composition,
Yeah.
and also a big thing that's changed was I actually felt really good in that leaner composition as well. So I was very content and happy to sit there. Like I didn't. I think part of that also was I've gotten better at embracing like discomfort. So
Yeah.
quick break.
You were saying
I was saying,
embracing discomfort. I
yeah,
knew you'd forget.
yeah, I know. I had it in my head, and then yeah, I started looking at Charlie, and it was just went out
Got
the window.
distracted.
Yeah, um, yeah, I've gotten a lot better at like embracing discomfort. So previous gaining phases, when I was hungry, I'd see it as a negative thing, and I'd be like, oh, like I don't want to be hungry. I want to get out of this state. Whereas this time round, I've been like, okay, I'm hungry. That's really good because I'm more insulin sensitive. Like I'm actually uptaking the nutrients that I'm putting into my body. So I think I was just a lot better at staying leaner for longer and just being happier and more content in that state. So now I've started to put on a bit more body fat. I think because I've gotten used to
Yeah.
being leaner for longer. I just don't like it as much anymore. Like I was super happy with like my like composition, if that makes sense. And don't get me wrong, I'm not in bad nick, but I think I'm finding it harder to cope mentally with like kind of embracing like looking a bit softer. But
But then again, from August up until the following October, you're going to be lean.
yeah, that's true.
You've got to embrace being where you're at now for
Yeah,
the benefits that brings as well.
definitely. Like I think I am enjoying being like strong again. I'm almost. Excuse me, that was awful. I'm almost a 3-plate Smith incline, that would be so
That was
good.
a goal, wasn't it?
Oh man, I mean, initially it was like low incline, and we're talking like basically a flat press.
Yeah.
But
This is a proper mid incline as well.
yeah, it's like four pegs from like the flat. So I'd
It's
say
like
that's
45 degrees, 60 degrees.
yeah, that's a pretty good incline. And I did 2 and a 15 last week, and it moved really well,
Yeah, it did.
like really well. So if I can get 3 plates for 5 at the end of my off season, I'll be gassed. Like that would be sick.
Yeah, that will be good.
That would be so good.
But yeah, should we move on to questions?
Definitely, let's do it.
I've got 3 questions, I think. Let me just check. Yeah, 3 questions. Oh, 4 questions.
Nice. I'm
Yeah.
I'm sweating my tits off, man. I don't know about you, but
is hot in here.
I'm really hot. Can we open the door?
Yeah.
Legend. Thank you.
Although I'm not sure what we can use to hold it open.
Oh yeah, shit. Oh, don't worry about it. I'll cope. It's fine.
We can have it like half open.
Yeah, that'll do. That'll do.
Yeah, first question is from Nathan. So
Big
Nathan
dogs.
said, I think we covered this last week a little bit.
Yeah.
But he says, in your opinion, what body part is ideally most important when building your physique?
Oh, mad. Okay, that's a good question. I would say I'm going to cover upper and lower. So I'd say upper wise, I think delts and lats are. He said one body part, but I'm going to mention like four.
Big
Yeah,
question. Delts, lats,
delts and
chests,
lats.
arms,
Yeah, abs.
upper back.
Yeah, erectors.
Yeah,
Yeah, all of them.
pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd say delts and lats for the upper, just because that's going to accentuate the V taper, and then I'd say quads for lower again because it creates kind of like that hourglass shape, if that makes sense.
X-frame. Don't say
Yeah.
hourglass.
Not hourglass, yeah, X-ray.
That's for females.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I mean it's the same
yeah,
thing.
it's the same thing.
Yeah.
It sounds weird.
Yeah, I know.
I'm just imagining you like, oh, fucking posing like an hourglass. But I'd say it just is delts.
Yeah,
If you had to put one first, it is delts.
yeah, definitely.
Delts can, we mentioned it last week, delts can make or break a physique.
Yeah.
Like imagine my physique with good delts.
Yeah, be really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Imagine my physique with
Shit
good delts.
Imagine your physique with shit delts.
Yeah,
It'd look weird.
I'd be like a block.
Yeah.
I already am a bit of a block.
I would
but
say delts.
Yeah,
I guess it depends on what your goals are as well, though. Like, if you're just looking to look good on a beach,
I'd probably say like abs and arms and delts then.
so you say like you said 4 different muscle groups there: biceps, triceps, delts, arms. Biceps, triceps, delts, abs.
Calves, mate. Yeah,
Yeah,
hamstrings,
don't need calves.
glutes.
I wouldn't even say a lower body one, to be honest. Lower body would be quads, to be fair.
Yeah,
Well,
look,
no, I don't know.
no, it
Maybe
would be.
calves.
Mm,
It depends what your goals are. If you're in
Yeah.
bodybuilding, yeah, quads.
quads. Yeah.
But if you're just looking to look good on a beach, it's got to be calves. Your quads and hamstrings are covered.
Yeah, but then you got to think like your quads, if they're bigger, they look better in like swim shorts.
That is true.
So I think quads and calves. I'm doing it again.
Yeah.
Everything, yeah, everything, mate. Just grow everywhere.
Nathan has got good delts, to be fair. So,
Yeah, he does. Yeah,
But yeah, I'll go delts.
yeah.
There we go. First question done. Next one is this one's a good one as well. Pam's asked, if you could eat one food from each macro, what would your choice be?
Oh, that's a great question. I love how she's like knowledgeable about macros
Yeah.
as well. What a G. I love her.
That's what you get. A year inside her eyes.
Yeah. Education. Um, that's a tough one. Are we factoring in like price?
No.
No, just pure
Yeah.
pure enjoyment.
It's tough though, because a lot of foods are not just one macro.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. So I'm assuming protein, we're gonna have to go with some sort of like meat.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Or you can go for whey.
Would you choose whey?
I wouldn't choose whey. 'Cause
No.
it's like you can get a lot more nutrients out of different
Yeah.
meats.
And then are we like mixing and matching? Are we just picking the favorite thing from each macro, or are we making a meal out of
Basically,
it?
for the rest of your life,
Yeah.
you can have one protein source,
Yeah.
one carb source,
Yeah.
one fat source.
Okay, so you'd have to have it as a meal then.
You wouldn't have to.
Yeah, I suppose. But then you'd just be having like your protein source on its own,
Yeah.
or like
You probably would want to have it as a meal.
yeah, definitely. But then that would get really dull. Oh God, this is a loaded
Yeah,
question.
it would get dull.
Yeah, we're overthinking this a lot.
And is health affected?
Yeah, of course.
If you've
Because
got to think
then
about health, then that makes things very difficult.
yeah, because then you wouldn't want to have like loads of like red meat, would you?
You'd go with
Right.
like salmon,
Yeah,
avocado,
yeah.
and potatoes.
Let's say health isn't affected, and we're just going off pure enjoyment. It's tough. That's actually a really hard question because there's a lot of protein sources which I really enjoy.
That is tough.
Hmm.
One carb source.
For
I think it would have to be potatoes because you can have so much variety with them.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, to be fair. But then you could say this. Say if you picked rice, could you have like cream of rice as well? Because you could blend it. You
Yeah,
could
you
blend
could have
it.
cream of rice.
Yeah,
But
you could
then what?
have.
You're just having plain cream of rice unless you're picking whey.
Yeah, that's
Again, if
true.
you're picking whey, you gotta have whey and rice.
Oh, God, yeah. This is hard. This
Yeah.
is really difficult.
I
Mm,
think mine would be the same if it was health or not health, to be honest.
yeah,
I think I would probably go with potatoes for a carb source.
yeah.
Is salmon, would you say salmon's a protein source? But salmon is literally protein and fat.
And fat, yeah.
But I
Yeah,
probably would,
I'd say so.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'll go salmon for the protein source.
Yeah.
And then probably,
I think fat is the easiest to choose from. Actually, no, it's not because you could if we're not factoring in health, you could pick some tasty stuff for the
yeah,
fat. You could pick like
chocolate.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Although dark chocolate is pretty healthy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I probably would go salmon, avocado, and potatoes.
Yeah, that's decent.
So you can have that as a meal.
Yeah.
You can make it in different ways.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I really for protein, I really want to say something like steak, but
That would be a good one.
I think it would get, but then again, chicken would get boring as well. Yeah.
Good thing with salmon, you can have it cold, you can have it hot.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. Yeah, that's a good point actually. Uh, I honestly, I just really like chicken and rice, so I'll go with chicken,
Yeah.
rice, but it would be sushi rice. I rarely ever get bored of sushi rice, and then for my fat sauce, avocado would be really nice with that. But then
To have dark chocolate as a dessert.
I'm gonna go with dark chocolate because I think you need a bit of variety in terms
Mm.
of savory and sweet. So obviously I wouldn't have that mixed in with the chicken and rice, but
You
yeah,
probably would get to a point where you started doing that.
probably yeah,
Yeah.
especially if I was dieting as well. Yeah,
That is a really good question, though.
that's a great question. It was a loaded question as well. I
Yeah.
had to think about that.
But thought more about that than the educational ones we did.
Yeah, I know.
And then we've got, what is your opinion on Ozempic?
Oh, mad. Okay.
Man, our battery again. But yeah,
Damn.
this is a big question because
Yeah.
it's become very popular over the last few months, hasn't it?
Sure.
With the weight loss injections,
Yeah.
Ozempic being the main one.
Yeah.
And I actually have quite a strong opinion on it. I think in certain situations, it actually is really good.
Yeah.
Like for people who are massively overweight, struggle to move,
Yeah.
actually have like quite bad disordered eating as well,
Yeah.
where they really can't manage their binging, appetite, etc.
Sure.
I think for those people, it probably is more healthy to go on them
Yeah.
than just to keep trying to do different diets, etc.
Yeah. I think a counter argument to that would be as soon as they come off it, they haven't quite developed the because essentially like fat loss is down to like habits essentially like lifestyle it's like a lifestyle
It's got to be
change
alongside
yeah
lifestyle changes, otherwise you're just going to put it back on.
yeah exactly I think you're right I think it definitely could be beneficial for those people but I think I think my problem with it is like how loosely it's administrated without even
Yeah, it's mental.
like without even trying to work with someone to like change their lifestyle habits.
Yeah.
So I think potentially a combination of the two, like
I think for 95% of people, you shouldn't do it.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
like
yeah, of course.
hardly any long-term data.
Yeah,
And the benefits you get from it, you can do in much healthier ways.
yeah,
It's basically an appetite suppressant
yeah,
because it slows down the clearing of your gut.
right,
It's as simple as that.
right,
And you can do that in such much more healthier ways.
yeah,
Simply by just increasing fiber, increasing protein, increasing healthy fats.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah,
there's
definitely.
so much more you can do until you go to that point.
Yeah, taking a bit more caffeine as well to like blunt appetite.
Yeah, exactly.
100%.
But there's so many different ways you can go around it before going to that.
Sure.
And also, like, it's not. What do we know about the long-term data on it?
Yeah.
Not much at all.
I mean, I don't know a great deal, but take this with a pinch of salt. But I've heard it can like it basically also like is really not good for like bone density and
Muscle
like
mass.
muscle mass, which actually in if you're like an untrained individual who is capable of building muscle and losing fat at the same time, growing muscle is only going to help you lose more fat later down the line.
Building muscle is one of the healthiest things you can do.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, especially for like the older population as well.
Yeah, definitely. Like,
Losing bone mass and losing muscle mass at that point is
yeah,
just so unhealthy.
yeah. But that is also like kind of counterproductive to fat loss because obviously like the metabolic effect
Yeah,
that muscle has, like it surely is counterproductive to fat loss if this drug kind of I don't I don't I'm not super well versed on like the side effects, but doesn't it basically just like wither away like your bone mass and muscle mass?
yeah, to a
I
certain
think.
extent.
Yeah,
Like you are going to lose muscle on it if you stay on it for a long period of time.
sure.
Potentially, if you trained alongside it consistently,
Yeah,
then you might be able to maintain where you're at.
yeah,
But realistically, it just isn't going to be good for long-term success. You'll lose the weight, and you definitely will lose the weight because it will
yeah,
completely blunt your appetite. You won't
sure,
overeat. You'll stay in a caloric deficit.
sure.
But as soon as you come off it, the habits haven't been built to therefore maintain that weight loss.
Yeah, I think for the small percentage of people that it would be beneficial for, surely they it needs to be like a balance of taking it, but also instilling
Yeah,
the habits that promote like long term like fat loss, but also like once you've lost the body fat that you want, it's like then maintaining that level of composition is also important, and that partly that is also a lifestyle change as
yeah.
well. So
It's
that
got to be, no matter what the situation is, it's got to be both lifestyle and
yeah
medication.
yeah
And for the vast majority of people, I'd say 95% of people, I'd stay away from it.
yeah yeah of
Like,
course
just focus on building habits,
sure
having a more nutritious diet, training consistently,
yeah
and you'll maintain the results then. Simple as that, really.
definitely good
So, yeah.
answer
And then, final question is from Libby, actually. She says,
legend.
would you ever recommend a juice cleanse? Hmm.
A what now?
A juice cleanse.
What's a juice cleanse? As in like one of those like cleansing juices,
Yeah.
and then, as in like the stuff that is like I don't know like good for like your gut and
I don't know. I think a juice cleanse is literally just when you have certain juices as your diet. I think. I'm not too sure what it is. Yeah, give it a quick search.
yeah. I've completely stopped searching things on Safari. I literally just go straight to ChatGPT.
ChatGPT.
Yeah. What is a juice cleanse? To be honest, when I hear juice, I just think of gear. So
Yeah. Cleansing yourself with steroids.
there's no better way. Oh God, it's giving me quite a loaded answer here. Okay, so a juice cleanse, also called a juice fast or juice detox, is a type of diet where a person consumes only fruit and
Oh,
vegetable
I got it
juices,
right.
yeah, for a specific period, usually ranging from 1 to 7 days. The idea behind a juice cleanse is to detoxify the body and give the digestive system a break. See, I also mentioned
Yeah,
digestion, so we're on
we
track
are
there.
ChatGPT.
Yeah, pretty much. Gurus, mate.
Again, it's just like, just isn't needed.
No, it's not. And it's not, I don't, I, it depends what your goal is because you can literally just, like, you can, you, I think the word cleanse is a bit, it
Yeah,
is a bit weird. I think she kind of means like, when people talk about cleansing their body, they mean like feeling better in themselves.
yeah,
I think you can incorporate stuff like fruit and veg
yeah.
and good quality nutrition and feel better whilst also having the foods that aren't like
It's just about balance. It's as simple as that. Just
yeah
never restrict
yeah exactly
to any certain food group.
yeah
That's
it's
what a lot of these diets are.
yeah that like a lot of the fad diets are literally
You can
like
only have this, and
yeah
that's it.
like neglecting other macronutrients or like neglecting other foods when it's like they're never sustainable like
Yeah.
then none of
And
them
even then, like, I don't think they're even beneficial,
beneficial
really,
yeah
because you want a wide variety of different nutrients.
100%
So why would you restrict yourself to one food group?
yeah
So
100%
yeah, overall, I just wouldn't. Anything that's like a quick fix,
yeah
or that seems like a quick fix, probably isn't a good
yeah
option.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. And I think the whole basis of it is like literally just feeling better. And you can trust me, like I have done this. Like I've done dirty bulking, clean eating. Like I've done every kind of like nutritional kind of like almost fad, and you can feel really good with incorporating like stuff like fruit and veg in your diet, but then also having I think you will feel the best with like a varied diet, just
Definitely.
including everything. You know, if you probably won't feel great if you're like sacrificing a specific macronutrient or a specific type of food.
Agreed. But yeah, good answer.
Yeah, another good answer.
And
Look at
we'll
us.
better finish off the podcast quick 'cause I think we're going to run out of charge.
Yeah. Okay. You can. Do you want me to do the outro?
I'll do the intro.
Oh, okay. Is that?
Actually, we didn't really do an intro, do we?
Uh,
We
I
come
don't
to
know.
start the podcast. But yeah, all right, go with the
I'll
outro,
do
man.
the outro.
I
Okay.
might bottle it if I do
Yeah.
it.
You're putting pressure on me now. Thank you very much, guys, for watching. We really appreciate the people kind of tuning in on YouTube. We will eventually get it to Spotify. It's been weird. It's kind of logged me out of the old Spotify account, so I think we're gonna have to make a new one. But yeah, keep up the questions, keep up the views, and we will catch you on the next one.
Keep up the views.
Keep up the views. Yeah, keep clicking on that video. Keep clicking on the thumbnail.